Horizon Church. I was thinking about how when we feel things are holding us back, we'll often ask God to remove them from us. And I was thinking how Paul did this when he had a troubling ailment. He pleaded with God to take it away. But God's reply was different to what Paul asked. In 2 Corinthians 12:9, God said to him, He said to me, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." And Paul's response was, "Therefore I will boast all the more gladly of my weaknesses, so that the power of Christ may rest upon me." We like to think that we're strong. There are contests where you see all these people doing these crazy physical challenges to show who's the strongest. And sports people have spoken about the need to not only be physically strong, but also mentally and emotionally. But at times we feel that we're weak and we want God to take away what we think is making us weak. But when He doesn't, we're not left with just our weakness. Because we have God's grace, which God says is sufficient for us. The word for sufficient means strength, endurance, satisfaction. God's grace is powerful. And God wants us to rest in His grace, to take upon us His grace. Because God is not interested in how strong we are, but how submitted we are to Him. How much we show the fruit of the Spirit in our lives. How faithful we are. Whether we submit our will to God's will, we lay down our will, our wants, and we take upon ourselves God's will. And the true test comes is whether we do this joyfully, when God doesn't remove what we think is making us weak, but instead tells us to rely on His grace, His power, is whether we will submit joyfully like Paul did, or whether we will complain or resist or resent. So if you are feeling weak, and God doesn't seem to be removing the weakness, look to Him for His grace, His power, because in that you will find true strength.